Jeb Bush announced he is exploring whether or not to run for president in 2016. Jeb, I stole Florida for my brother in 2000 Bush. Jeb, my dad is a cocaine-dealing, Contra-supporting ex-CIA chief. Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush, who is the reason we know who Catherine Harris is. Jeb Bush, who was governor of Florida when the supposed 9/11 hijackers were being trained to fly jets. So let's get this absolutely clear. It appears that we may be seeing a presidential race between Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton. The question naturally arises, are you fucking kidding me? Yet again, it is as if history does not exist in the mainstream media, and that history is really only 13 years old. Need I remind the press that George W. Bush destroyed this country? In just 8 short years, he inflated deficits, he covered up 9/11, he got us into 2 illegal wars overseas of pure empire in Afghanistan and Iraq. Oh, and not to mention Enron. The Bush family is so corrupt, they can't cover it all up. From their relationship that still continue to this day with Saudi Arabia, to their intelligence community connections, oh, and never forget Iran-Contra and Panama. Panama and Manuel Noriega, which the Bush family personally had hundreds of millions of dollars invested in Panama at the time, and still does. And as vice president, George Sr. propped up Noriega and his drug dealing before they invaded Panama because Noriega wasn't giving them what they wanted anymore. So the CIA and military invaded Panama. Oh, and if you don't forget about those two things, and if you're too young to remember, there's a little thing called Iran-Contra, where the CIA was protecting drug dealers from all over Latin America, so they could ship tons of cocaine into America to fund anti-communist Contras in Nicaragua and other places. Then, instead of money going back to the drug dealers in Latin America, guns would be sent back to fight the communists. That's right, fighting America's greatest enemy, communism, by letting cocaine and heroin into the United States, especially in Los Angeles and in big cities, where in Los Angeles particularly the crack epidemic began. Getting the citizens of the United States addicted to crack and heroin to fight communism in Latin America is really what happened. Really, it wasn't communism so much as American business interests being threatened in El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, etc. That's what I think of when I hear the last name Bush. Drug dealing, the CIA, 9/11, April Gillespie telling Saddam Hussein it was cool to invade Kuwait, Iran-Contra, the Mujahideen becoming Al-Qaeda, 9/11 cover-up, Barry Seal, the 9/11 cover-up, Panama, the 9/11 cover-up, propping up Manuel Noriega until they turned on him, the 9/11 cover-up, having Senator John Kerry cover up the cocaine dealing angle of the Iran-Contra scandal. By the way, Kerry is a Skull and Bones member, just like George Bush and Sr. both are. Oh, and one more thing about the Bush family, the 9/11 cover-up. So fuck the Bush family and all their future machinations. They are a cancer that is destroying America.